Hi everyone, this is Mosa Garrido Lucero with Real Broker Ontario. I am making this video for you because I wanted to give you guys some ideas what to do in case you're selling. I know buyers don't want to hear this, and I wish it was a balanced market, but we're still a long way from that because even though the interest is going up, it went up October 26th and it will go up again December 7th. I believe the Bank of Canada said the interest keeps on going up, and for a moment in time, it seemed like everything was cooling down. The houses were dropping in price. It seemed like it was shifting to a buyer's market. In the last couple of weeks, don't take my word for it. Take the stats. It has started to climb. It went up in price, not a lot, but it went up. Like I mentioned in other videos, but the last couple of weeks, there's been houses that were showed to offers to the sellers, and some had 12 offers, some had 9 offers. There was one that had 10 offers. So, and this, we're not talking extraordinarily like wow houses, just an average presentation, average house, nothing extraordinary. And there's a lot of offers that some of them had. Even in this market, to have 12 offers in this high interest mortgage market that we're facing, it's uh, kind of odd. I would say, considering that the interest is getting higher and higher by the month. Anyways, as a seller, you are afraid maybe to consider putting it in the market, but I wanted to touch a couple points that might help you consider what to do. I know that if you put it on the market, probably your agent, will guide you on what to do. But I think the perspective that you gotta have is gotta be very, flexible, because a lot of times many people may say, well, it's gonna sell, it's gonna sell. Yeah, of course it's gonna sell. But the difference is top dollar to okay, you know. And there's been a lot of properties that I have gone and shown lately that they were, sad to say, in very, very bad shape. And bad smells, dog smells, like not just the dog themselves, but more than that. But uh, those are things that are basic. I know if you have a renter, it's complicated because you can force your renter to clean, and anything like that. But you can always say, you know what, uh, I'll pay somebody to come to the rental property and I'll clean. So that could be number one. And number one, make sure that the house is presentable, that is clean, that is tidy, that is organized. I know you don't want to hear this. I know, like I said, but think about it, okay? Uh, to get a wonderful meal, the best tasting food, you're not gonna go to Burger King for that. You're gonna go to, Penalty Box. That's one of my favorite restaurants. And, and it's not that expensive, but if you compare the quality of Penalty Box to the quality of fast food joint, you can't. I know a lot of people love like higher end restaurants, but you get what you pay for. So the saying goes, right? So you have to think of these things. Staging it is also a good way of putting an investment in listing your property. By staging it, the stager will be able to organize the rooms in a way that they'll look more spacious, they'll look more organized, they'll look more artful, they will look nicer. So that's one thing that is very, very important. Many times people say, well, yeah, but staging can be expensive. Yes, it can be very expensive. It can be, anywhere from 3 grand all the way to, sky's the limit of how big your property is. But in the long term, and I am 100% sure about this one, rarely any real estate agent will contradict this. A stage house will sell higher than a house that's just clean and organized, because it just looks nicer, you know. We have seen it in the listings. We've seen the amount of offers a house that's nicely staged it gets. You know, it's a big difference. So something to consider. Either you pay somebody to clean it or you stage it. Those are very good options that you can have. So number two, make sure that when you price a house, even in this market, there used to be a time that the house was priced really low, and it would attract a lot of attention. Now you have to be, it's a complicated, more complicated scenario, because you're still getting interest, but not as crazy as it was when the market was at its peak. So you still have to consider what type of um, price you're gonna put. If you go too high, you're gonna scare away buyers. If you go too low, then you might get a low ball offer, which has been seen in the market. In some of the properties I've sold lately, they were priced super low and they sold really low. So it's got to be right in the right balance. So that's something that's very important when you price a property properly. That way, you will have the right attention and you will sell it at the best deal price possible for yourself, right? And another one that you got to consider, what makes a big difference. I know this is a big investment, but the upgrades that your property has, that's another factor that will make or break a price of a property, because there's houses that they're older and the owner, they just took care of it. It looks clean, it's outdated, 1960s carpet, you know uh, uh, older kitchen, older bathroom, but there's still going to be interest because it's clean. But if the house is got a newer kitchen, a newer bath, nice landscaping, and all these little things are going to play a factor. The roof, the condition of the furnace. Of course, you don't want to go nuts and say, okay, I'm going to invest in this and this and this and this. Of course not. If you already did these things through the years, it'll bring your price higher. A lot of times, there's updates that are done that people think that it will make a difference, but not necessarily all upgrades that you do on a property will bring the value up. The biggest upgrade that you can do, believe it or not, is paint. Just by painting, giving it a fresh coat of paint, the property will look nicer automatically without having to do any major investments in the property. And um, you know, you have to be very open. So that's number three. And number four, you gotta consider make it appealing to a buyer. What do I mean by that? It's important that you make the house neutral. What do I mean by neutral? This is a natural one, but I don't understand why so many houses are in the market are not like this. Um, I know, you probably been living in that house for many years. You've done so many things to the house, and there's so many memories. I lived through that. My kids were all raised and born in the same house. I lived in the house for 11 years. So when I left it, I still drive by that house because I love that house. And but that doesn't mean that the next person that comes in to see your house will be like, oh, beautiful pictures, beautiful this, beautiful that. No, you have to make it, the moment they open that door, you have to make it look that they are the ones that are going to live in that house. And the way to do that is you have to store away all your personal stuff, all your pictures, all these ornaments for Christmas ornaments or whatever ornaments that you may have in your house. As much as you love them, unless they're like some artful decoration that's $5,000, $10,000 worth, I it's best to just put them in a box and get ready for the time you move, to take them with you. So all pictures, all personal stuff, if you have taste like me, like nowadays I'm not too traditional when it comes to Latin American colors. As a Latino agent, I am I like the colorful stuff, oranges and yellows and greens, and that's what my house looked like previously. This house is more neutral. I haven't touched it yet, but you see, like the painting in the background that you guys see, that's a Latino thing. That's from my country. That's from Guatemala. So very colorful. And so if we put our touch and we leave it like that, that doesn't mean that that person that walks in the door is going to like it. So we have to be neutral colors. Nowadays the lighter colors, the whites, the light grays, and this neutral, modern looking colors is what attracts buyers, because you take all this personal stuff away. They come through the door, and they look inside and look, wow, beautiful, because it's neutral, it's different, it's modern, right? So you don't want to take away from that. They come in and they see, that they're in like the tropics. They're in like a hotel room in Guatemala, and some people will be like, nice, but I don't like orange. So uh, it's a very unique taste sometimes that we have, but something to consider highly, because instead of having like five people that will really love your house, you may have five, you may have 10, you may have uh, you know 20 people that love your house, and I have 10 offers from that. So that's what you want to achieve, right? So keep in mind, it's very, very important to consider. So, anyways, I hope you guys get some value out of this video. Anytime you guys need anything, I'm there for you. Like always, you know how to get in touch with me. It's been a pleasure.